Hello, I'm Josh. Welcome to Hazel's Adventures. This is our 1951 Kaiser Deluxe we call Hazel, and we want you to come right along with us on our adventures. So the transmission's done, all the multi-piece torque converter is back into it, cleaned off the gasket where the gasket's going to go, flywheel's all cleaned up. I am going to get some more brake clean, get all the oil residue off these before they're put together. The only thing stopping me from putting the engine together with the transmission is there's a pilot bearing that goes here, and I'm not putting it in with the old one. I got a brand new one coming that was supposed to be here before the weekend, but it's not. So that won't be happening this weekend, but soon after I get it, I'll try and get these connected together and then get it back in the car. Right now, my focus is actually going to turn to the car to go get all the grease washed off of it and stuff so I can do some painting and a little few things on it. So some progress has been made today. We did finish up the transmission, got torque converter on that, did all that like I showed before. Cleaned up the transmission cross member here. One of the crappiest things about working on this car, like doing what we're doing to fix the issues, is all this grease and grime that we're trying to get rid of and get everything sealed up so this doesn't happen as much. And this is just a little bit off of just this cross member. It was way worse than that. I mean, it was packed solid. Couldn't even see parts of it. The edges were completely smooth all the way just down to the bottom with just grease just packed up on it from years and years. We did pressure wash the inside too. There's starting to see some old green paint that somebody had painted down there. Still needs a lot of work, but we're going to get the edges painted and the firewall painted up. It's going to be blue like the car with the same paint. Did manage to get the vent hose in there and got that all taken care of. So now engine heat won't be just pouring through the heater. And it can get mighty warm in there when it happens. So a little bit of progress made. I am working on the heater core, not that it has a hole in it or anything, just fixing around it so we can get it in there better. Got a glare there, didn't we? But progress is being made. Tomorrow I got a few more things to work on before I start painting and taping up a few things. Hello everyone. Today we're going to be doing some painting. I got everything taped off. We're going to be painting the firewall the same color blue as the car, actually with the same paint that I bought for the car. I had a lot left over when I did it. As you can see, I've already done some just blasting with a black can. It's not made to be super pretty. I mean, it's just made to kind of cover up things and protect stuff. As many of you know, Hazel's not a show car. She's just a driver. And I am making her look a little better, but I'm not intentional of trying to make it beautiful. It's just to cover things up, make things match, you know, be a little more cohesive. But I got everything taped off. I'm gonna grab the old paint, start painting. We're gonna get it in a few places where it's not meant to be, but like I said, I'm not going for perfect. After that, I did get the bearing. I should be able to get the engine and transmission together today and have that sitting, waiting on paint to dry. And hopefully Tuesday, we can get the motor slapped back in her. All right, well, we did reach our goal today. Motor and transmission are back mounted together. Boy, that can be a pain in the butt with all them little bolts. But it is together, sitting on a trailer, strapped down, ready to move to the car. We will be slapping this puppy back into the car on Tuesday. So we're gonna give the paint I put on the car today a day to dry. It is enamel paint and it can take a little bit. We got the paint all done on the firewall, which I already mentioned. I'd already done some black and some other spots. Had the car all taped up so we didn't get overspray. Even though it is the same color, we still didn't want it getting everywhere. So tomorrow I'll be pulling the tape off, getting everything off of it, painting some more of the accessories and everything, getting ready for Tuesday to be putting everything back together. My goal is Wednesday to be driving this back into the barn, as it's supposed to start raining on Thursday. And plus, that's 2.5 weeks after I started this week-long project that I still haven't even gotten near to doing the kingpins. So, but I want to be driving it back in the barn on Wednesday. So hopefully everything will go well and we'll get that done. Good morning, everyone. Well, today has to be the day. We need to get Hazel all buttoned up and back inside the barn. The engine is back inside. Thankfully, my brother was able to come help me to put it back in. Everything's painted up. Today we have to finish buttoning up a few things underneath and get it able to run to get into the barn. I don't care if it's all together, like all the front pieces are on, the hood's not going to be on. I just want it in the barn. Rain is coming, it's going to turn cold. Today is my last nice day to get things finished up. So I'm going to spend another painful time underneath, putting on a few things, drive shaft, shifter linkages, stuff like that. Then I'll be able to come up here, get all the accessories on, fill every fluid in it, lots of transmission fluid, fill full oil, take care of filling the gear oil back up. Then we will fire her up for the first time since all this. Keep an eye for any leaks, because keep in mind every gasket from literally here all the way back is brand new. So let's get to getting. She is back in the barn, running, not completely together, got still stuff to put on the front. Put the hood on, multiple things to do, keep checking stuff for leaks. But so far, does still have a tiny valve noise. That's not real cool, but the sounds pretty good. Just a little peck there. Everything's still off the front. Radiator. She's running pretty good. Back to how it was. Well, she has drove herself back inside the barn. We're not completely done, still got many things to do. Just buttoned her up so I could get her in the barn. I still have to put the whole front together. Hood, I gotta deal with the heater core, taking that back off, putting everything back on with that. Did move pretty well. In case you're wondering, took 11 quarts of transmission fluid, which was $60, so that's a lot of transmission fluid. But looking pretty good, ran good, started right up. Does still have a tiny peck, but really doesn't sound bad. Smells like paint, boy, though. I do have one tiny leak that I see so far. Everything else looks good, but down here, this block off plate I made is leaking. So I'm gonna have to take that off and redo that, which that's not a huge deal. It's easy to get to once all that cools off and everything, and I can really silicone it up and put it back on. It should be good. But everything else, I don't see any oil pan leaks, oil filter area, all that's good. There's no transmission fluid going anywhere so far. I left the inspection cover off to keep an eye on it for a little while. Make sure we're not slinging fluid everywhere, which God forbid. So front to back, all new gaskets, including the rear end, transmission, engine. Lots of hard work. Took way longer than expected. Of course, still not done. We haven't even got to the front end. But man, am I happy it's back in the barn. Rain's coming tomorrow. Now I can work on it in here. And she'll be good to go. I do need to get motor mounts. I had to mount these solid because the other ones were shot. So I'll be getting those, and I'll have to pop those in when I get them. But still, the majority of the work, of the hard work, is done. Thank goodness. She needs a bath, something awful. Well, it takes a lot to do, and there's still a lot to do. Right now, though, I am going to clean up, which, you know, there's looking at the firewall painted and everything, and the engine back in there painted up. I got a million tools to pick up, and just thankful that most of it is over with.